Hey Southeast Gasser fans, I'm David Lancaster, the voice of the Southeast Gassers. This recap video is the start of a new style we're putting together for you as we move forward. This is the third race of the 2024 season, and we're in the beautiful countryside of Xenia, Ohio at Kil-Kare Raceway. Kil-Kare Raceway was built by the Marshall brothers of Alpha, Ohio, and first opened in 1959. The track has a strong history of racing, many different classes, and is still running strong today. Alright fans, now we move into B-Gas. These cars, 8 pounds per cubic inch displacement that they have to weigh for Southeast Gasser Association. B-Gas is going to be coming around the corner. The man they call the Patriot, Daniel Haynes, the number 4 qualifier here and defending race winner of last year's event here at Kil-Kare Dragway. And he's going to take on the number 9 qualifier, Kelvin Cannon. Cannon turns on the red light, so immediately gives the win over to Haynes, and Haynes is streaking down the racetrack to a nice run for Daniel Haynes. Next up, the rod slinger, Adam Lowhorn, comes around the corner. He's going to be over there in the mortgage options lane on the right-hand side. He's going to take on Mike Blackwell. Blackwell, the number 3 qualifier here today. Adam Lowhorn, the number 10 qualifier. Blackwell out of Campbell, South Carolina, with the Gene Fuchs power underneath the hood for him. Adam Lowhorn, oh, he crosses the center line. That'll do it for Adam Lowhorn as he had the wheels up in first and second gear. Unfortunately, that made him go crooked, and Mike Blackwell kept it clean and straight. He'll take on Daniel Haynes in the next round. All right, next up, looks like we got Rod Bergner, the number 6 qualifier, taking on the number 7 qualifier of Art Copeland. Rod Bergner, the Iceman, with a long smoky dig right there in his little Chevy too. Bergner with the advantage on the starting line. Can Copeland make up the ground? No, he cannot, as Rod Bergner marches on to round number 2. Right, next up, that's going to be Ken Rainwater over there in the mortgage option side. The number 2 qualifier here today. And he's going to be taking on Tim Irwin in the Super Chicken here in the left-hand side on the quick time performance lane. Irwin leaves before the light, and so he turns on the red light. Rainwater going to run it down the racetrack and continues his torrid streak. Rainwater moves on to round number 2. All right, the Hillbilly Hoodlum of Greg Adams. Everything you see about that car in the right-hand side is done by Greg Adams. The dirt man, Rick Varner, going to find himself in the left-hand side. He's the number 5 qualifier here. Adams looked like he went in deep, and that's not going to be enough to hold off the charge of Rick Varner. Ted McKee, the number 1 qualifier today, gets a bye run by virtue of that number 1 qualifying spot. And he is going to try to make a pass right here for ET to get lane choice. Good matchup right here. I talked about how competitive this B-Gas second round is going to be. The 55 T-Bird of Mike Blackwell out of Campobello, South Carolina sits in the mortgage options lane. So Mike Blackwell in the Thunderstruck 55 T-Bird. He'll be in the right lane. In the left lane, going to be Daniel Haynes out of Holly Springs, South Carolina in that 1962 Ford Falcon that he calls the Patriot. Daniel Haynes has got a win streak going here at Xenia Dragway. I think he's won the last 2 races that we have raced here, trying to make it 3 in a row this year. Mike Blackwell gets treed by Daniel Haynes, and that's all it took as Daniel Haynes out-ETs him and moves into the semifinal. Number 1 qualifier, Ted McKee out of Lenoir City, Tennessee in the Rocky Top Missile. Sits in the left-hand side with Gene Fulton Power underneath the hood. Looks as if Ted McKee has a leak right there. And it's going to be a single right here for Rod Bergner. Too bad for Ted McKee as he had a race car that was really doing well today. And Rod Bergner is going to go on and advance and take on Daniel Haynes in the next round. All right, now, next pair up right here, the Dirt Man, Rick Varner, the number 5 qualifier here today in his 55 Chevy with the Jeff Taylor big block underneath the hood. He's going to be in the quick time performance lane, and in the mortgage options lane, that's going to be Ken Rainwater, the number 2 qualifier out of Kimberly, Alabama. They've been fighting a few gremlins after all the repairs they had to make after Shadyside in that Renegade, but he's still in competition and lowering his lap time each round. Almost identical at 60 feet. And Rainwater pulls ahead at the 330 and takes it on the win. So Ken Rainwater moves on where he'll have a bye in the semifinals to move all the way into the finals here today. Rod Berdner, the Iceman, going to be in the mortgage options lane on the right-hand side. All right, Daniel Haynes right here going to be in the left lane in that 62 Ford Falcon out of Holly Springs, South Carolina. The Patriot, Dwayne Bush Race Engines underneath the hood for him. Reaction time going to Daniel Haynes, and that car's going straight. He's going to be hard to beat. And hard to beat he is as Daniel Haynes marches on to the finals where he'll take on Ken Rainwater. Coming up next, going to be our B-Gas final. Ken Rainwater, another Alabama resident out of Kimberly, Alabama, in the Renegade. He's over here in the right-hand side. He's going to be taking on Daniel Haynes out of Holly Springs, South Carolina. This makes his 5th final here at Kil-Kare, as he just talked to me about it. He's won 2 races, looking to make it 3 here today. Good drag race right here. The incrementals favor Haynes. Daniel Haynes, 3 wins out of 5 finals here at Kil-Kare Dragway for Daniel Haynes as he takes the victory here tonight. There'll be a lot of celebrating in that pit tonight. Daniel Haynes continues to love it here at Kil-Kare Dragway. Daniel Haynes, I believe you're going to relocate to Ohio, aren't you?
No, sir, but we're going to come here once a year. Bet on it.
So this makes 3 wins out of 5 finals that you've been to here in Ohio. Every year that we've been here, you've been in the finals.
Yes, sir.
That's all you got to say?
Hey, what is there to say?
It's statement enough.
It was a lot of luck to start with, and things have just gone our way when we've come here.
Well, you've continued to smooth on this car and rub on it and get every bit that you can out of it. And I know you're still looking for more, but you know your car performance has really picked up in the last 2 years. I mean, 2 runner-up in our point championship, and now this year you're right there in the thick of it again.
Yes, sir. It's you know, the car's done well, but the car's getting a little tired. And the last 2 races have been really bad, and we've had car troubles. And now we've done a lot of work to it, and thankfully, I think we've got the Patriot back.
Well, by today's standards, you sure have. I know you got some a lot of sponsors on here that's helping you out, and give them some credit.
Yes, sir. Robin Aereo helps us out. My brother at All Outdoors helps us out, and we just got Flatwood Customs on the car a few weeks ago, and we really appreciate them too. We couldn't do it without these folks.
Yeah, they do a great job in helping you get up and down the road. I mean, this 10-hour trip up here, you definitely circle it every year, I know.
Yes, sir.
Well, today's winner in B-Gas and a guy that's looking for a world championship here, Daniel Haynes.
Muchas gracias, senor.
I don't know what he just said, but he said something.